Hi. Are you this? You know what? It was at Sam's Club. There's a lot of women bigger than what I am everywhere. But I'm like, I've never seen you out. And then I thought you were something that was cool. It's nice and cute too. It's like it's I know that. Remember? Nobody. I said that to my kids when they come out there. What's that? Yeah, right? Oh, yes, I'm coming. I have it on in my, it has to be in my calendar. I forget. And my neighbor said to me yesterday, we're going to go on Sunday to so-and-so's house, right? And I'm like, we are? And it's not on my calendar. It's not happening because I'm wanting to decorate today.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, no, I will. Is there anything I should bring? Oh, yeah, they're done.
I had one my friend gave me, but it was short. It was like up to here, and it was light. And I wore it a lot, but I wasn't that focused.
This one's nice. It's got double same spot. And you can put it like straight. No, they don't work.
Like this.
Ooh, well, that one's really cute. Look at this one.
Does it match that hat? Oh, that's very
I wore my one jacket one time.
You got an extra seat? Who? Is the camera on?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's a few minutes. The idea is to go down this like you'll be on this side. Don't do it that way.
Yeah, that'd be
Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Darin. I'll be your host today. This little party of love that we have going on here. And don't we always need that? A reminder of the love that's in us. The love that's in us that's waiting to radiate out from us, to brighten our experience, to brighten our journey, to lift us up. Doesn't that sound good? Yes. Let's do that today. Open up to deeply receive all the messages through the talk, through the songs, through the prayers, and to everyone online. Welcome too. So let's kick off our service by standing up if you'd like, and dancing if you'd like, clapping if you'd like.
She likes her stuff.
I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I'm happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Little birdie told me that life is so sweet. As I listen to her song, I know I am complete. I have all the keys to love, joy, and peace. The power is infinite, and love will increase. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Well, that little birdie mentioned the song is a truth teller because we are happy, wealthy, and wise, and guess what? A whole heck of a lot of other adjectives to describe God. Boy, it's in us, and we're waking up to it. So to feed us further, to give us a reading by Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of our teaching, I welcome to the pulpit, John.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hi. Today I'm reading from The Creative Mind by Ernest Holmes, Part 2, page 39. When the greater comes in, the lesser leaves, because there is no longer anything to give life to it. The past is gone when we learn to forgive and forget. This erases from mind all that is held against us, and even our sins are remembered no more against us forever. Fate is in our own hands, and when we will rise to that pure atmosphere where we see things in their completeness and know that an all-wise power is behind it all, we will see that the infinite mind could wish for us only that which expresses itself in limitless terms. The whole trouble has been that we reason as men and not as gods. I say ye are gods, and every one of you sons of the Most High. The great law of life is thinking and becoming, and when we think from the lofty heights of the Spirit, we will become great. And not until then. Do not try to convince anyone of the truth. That will only bring confusion. Truth is just as much as God is, and the whole world is coming gradually into the realization of it. Keep the truth within your own soul. Lift your own self above the confusion of life, and then people will believe. All our thought is to be created in the realization of the one becoming the many. Without struggle, without fear, stripped of all that denies the truth. The human race rises in the morning, plods off to the day's work, plods home again at night, sore and tired, eats and sleeps, works and dies. As has been said of man, man works hard to get money to buy food, to get strength to work hard, to get money to buy food. This was never intended. It is the curse imposed on the man who believes in two powers, one of good and one of evil. To us, there has come a greater vision. And to those who believe and act as though it were true, it is proving itself. We are not downtrodden, depraved, and miserable sinners, born in sin and conceived in iniquity and shame. Some go to heaven and some to hell, and all to the eternal glory of God. This is a lie, and it always has been. But as long as we believe in a lie, it seems to be present with us. Man is born of the Spirit of God Almighty, is pure, holy, perfect, complete, and undefiled. This eternal principle of being. Many people are finding this out, and as a monument to truth, millions are daily proving it for themselves. Somewhere down the path of human experience, we will all have to awake to the realization that we ourselves are heaven or hell. We live in spirit, awaiting the touch of thought that the touch of thought that believes. All people look, a few will see. And so it is.
Good morning again.
Morning.
We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that people of all faiths and lifestyles, all sentient beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by a sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As Diane lights the healing candle, please say silently, out loud, or put in Facebook comments the names of those you would like to hold in the healing flame of God's eternal love. We close our eyes and remember that God is all there is. God is the always present, all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-loving force that creates, powers, moves through, and surrounds every person, place, and thing in this universe. We know that the highest and best for all are included in this all-encompassing force known as God. As people in this universe, we know that the same God that provides for, empowers, and loves all things is the same God that provides for, empowers, and loves us. Therefore, we can be certain that the highest and best good for everyone is possible, coming, and is here right now. We know that everyone can have and deserves their highest good, whether that's abundance, joy, peace, and or good health. We know that everyone can live their life according to their highest and best. We know that we can have a world that works for everyone. We let go of any thoughts or beliefs that try to convince us otherwise. We take a moment to sit with gratitude because we know that this is true. Everyone can, will, and does have a life aligned with their highest good. And we are so grateful that we can co-create a world that works for everyone, where everyone is abundant, joyous, filled with peace, and enjoys good health. Knowing that it is done, we release this prayer to God, and so it is.
And so it is. Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your joy in me. Pour your joy into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your joy in me. Pour your joy into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your love in me. Pour your love into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your love in me. Pour your love into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit.
Good morning. Good morning. I know that there are some people here for the first time, so unless you've watched online, you haven't experienced Reverend Darin's talks. So I want to let you know, wherever you're sitting, that you're in for a treat, because it comes from a heart that is sweet and comes from knowledge that is deep. So let me introduce Reverend Darin.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You know, they say in our spiritual path, no matter how enlightened we become, and I'm still just beginning, that have you heard the saying that we chop wood and carry water? You know, that we still have those basic realities of life? Well, this morning, I was kind of experiencing the 3 Ps. Prettiness, prayer, as always, and plumbing. My toilet was leaking. And I'm like, okay, universe, on any day, but not on a Sunday. So what did? I got quiet, got still, and had the answer, and I did a little bit of plumbing work. So I love that. And no matter where we are, hey, here comes these opportunities for us to put what we know into practice. And I'm glad that you're all here and that you're watching online. I love, I mean, I've said this before, when I'm back in the office and I hear not the music that we have playing, you know, the recorded music, I hear laughter. I hear people hugging. I hear whoas. Especially this time of year when people are coming back, our winter visitor friends. It's my favorite time. So thank you. And I'm grateful to be the speaker here today. And I'm kind of self-conscious that I often start off with a story, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to start off with a question for you. Actually, 2 questions. First, do you remember what you had for lunch last Tuesday? Remember? How about something how about something mean someone said to you when you were a kid? You remember that? Unfortunately, lots of naughty heads. You know, they always say that kids are like sponges soaking up everything that happens around them, and that's true. But it's also true of us at any age. We do soak up, take in what we hear, what we experience, so that we can learn, and we can add to our database, add to our inner library, and have a better life because of that. But at any age, especially as we get older, what we experience gets a little bit more interesting, doesn't it? That sometimes the information we are experiencing isn't helpful, it's hurtful. And it's something that maybe could be either just unkind or downright mean. Maybe something somebody says to us about us, and it's something we're not called to retain and remember, to embrace and to archive. But sometimes we do that, don't we? And it could be a friend, it could be a relative, it could be a neighbor, it could be a coworker, a little verbal barb, and in it comes and there it stays. Maybe it's not even something that we hear that's about us. Maybe it's something just that we hear or experience, a little memory file that goes into our databanks that we hold on to. And it doesn't bless our minds, our hearts, or our bodies, especially when we remember them and re-remember them and re-remember them. But here is the crux of the spiritual lesson. For something to come into our heart or our mind and to be kept there as a little file that we can pull out and play once in a while, and by play, I don't mean fun, those memories have to find a place to land, don't they? In our hearts and our minds. More specifically, they need to find a place to stick. And that is why I love using my own little spiritual bumper sticker. Whoops, can we go back to the other one? What? Well, there we go. To be less sticky. To be less sticky. The first time I said those words was when I was teaching meditation in prison. I was saying to the inmates, being less sticky is being in that spiritual place where we don't hang on to painful things that we hear or experience. We can be less sticky. We don't give them a place to land. Isn't that beautiful? And you know, it's so nice for us easy for us to think, oh, that's applicable for people in prison. But how about for us here in this world? It's a good world, but it's a noisy one, isn't it? And a lot of people have lots of opinions about stuff and opinions about us. But here's the beautiful thing. As we become less sticky through our spiritual work, we're able to discern, what am I keeping? What am I not letting in? What's been here that's not mine? Or maybe it was something that served us at one point in memory or a belief, but it doesn't serve us now. We have outgrown it. So the universe's promise to us is that we are designed in a way so beautiful that the more we develop ourselves spiritually, the less the outside world rocks our boat. The more we develop ourselves spiritually, the less likely we are to take in and to hold on to and embrace those sharp words. And here's the even better part. The more spiritually developed we become, the more the outside world reflects our inner peace, reflects our outer joy. The outside world isn't doing its thing to us. We are doing our thing to the outside world. So that's my invitation for us to get less sticky, to not give it a place to land, for us to be able to walk this path with that spiritual discernment, again, of what we are called to remember and to carry. Now, I love that. That's a vivid, an image made by AI. The ones that it was coming up with other than this were frightening. I thought, oh my, they're kind of ghastly. But that doesn't look like very much fun either. Look at all those sticky notes on that woman. All those little things saying, hey, hey, for my attention, hey, hey. And that's what it looks like when we're sticky. But the next slide, because I did not want to make you stare at that all day. Look at her. Doesn't she look better? And so it is. down to just one. And I love that. So our talk today is about how we can heal what we've heard and experienced from the past. If it doesn't help, if it harms, we can let it go. Because as I always say, there's only one person, well, however many of you are here and watching, who I'm caring about right now, and that's you. Your benefit. Does it work for you? So through becoming less sticky, we can let go of, heal, through the practice of the science of mind, all those pains and hurts that do not bless us by remembering them. And we can go forward through our spiritual development, being less resistant, less sticky to what we hear and feel. That we can say, hey, that's not true. Hey, that's not me. And to not let it into our hearts. Doesn't that sound good? Doesn't it sound worth the work? Like Swami said, most of these spiritual truths are clear, they're simple, but maybe the application isn't always simple. But is it worth it? Absolutely. If it is the peace in your heart, if it's the peace in your mind that is the result of it, absolutely. So for us too, in our general spiritual journey, to ask ourselves, what am I meant to carry with me? We have that little attic full of memories, full of files that we pull out. What am I meant to believe? For us to ask, is it helpful or is it harmful to me? Is it meant for me to carry? Is it even true? And am I ready to let go of it? It's amazing how people's words stick. And it was funny, I was thinking, what's the most powerful example I could share to the congregation of something I have heard and believed? And then I had one come to mind right away, and then guess what the second thought was? I can't share that. I'm still working on it. It's amazing, isn't it, that so many things don't come in, so many things don't land, and then all of a sudden someone will say something, and boy, just like when you come through the front door and a fly comes buzzing in, how did you get in here? And then it comes, and I don't share it. I'm usually very transparent. Do you know why I haven't shared it? Because I still believe it. I'm not done yet. It can sound like, the science of mind is all wishful thinking, ta-da, boom, done, ka-choo, little Tinkerbell, ka-cha, with her magical wand, and it can be. And sometimes it takes a little longer. Not because God can't figure it out, not because the universe isn't saying yes to us, but I need a little bit of time, and sometimes it's a deserve a little time. That the slower, deeper moving through, maybe there's some other beliefs in there that are being called to be healed. Some other memories to be released, and we'll let them go. Because our goal is to experience something, maybe hold it as a memory, but not keep that emotional record. And there's, we think of like little sound bites, but these aren't just words that we hold in our hearts. There's also the feelings that come with them. And you would think, we only play music that we like, correct? I don't say, hey, if I talk, my phone will hear me, hey Siri, play Yoko Ono. I don't do that. But isn't it funny that we can have a painful memory, and we'll play it, and not just hear it, but feel it. We've all done it. Maybe it's just me. I've done it. If you could go into my greatest hits, my most played lists, it'd be some of these things that we're working to heal. And here's the thing, these little inner sound files, these little inner memories aren't just unpleasant to experience, they become part of our inner voice, don't they? They become part of what we hear as we're approaching life. Like, am I ready for this big new adventure? Am I ready to let go of this? Am I ready to bring in this dream I'm manifesting? And in come these little voices, these little things we've heard, these little things we've been told. And even though they're removable, even though they're temporary, they're powerless on their own, there they are. And the science of mind reminds us that whatever we believe, we experience. So that's kind of big. But the beautiful thing for us to remember is we get to heal that. We get to feel when these things pop up. Oh, there you are. I'm going to evict you. You know, you don't belong here. And we're going to talk about that, some tools for ways that we can go in. But to look at why certain things stick, I think that's kind of fascinating. They have to find a wound, don't they? Those words. You know, we'll say, hey, I don't believe that, that's not true of me, but maybe it does find somewhere within us where we do believe that, kind of like Legos, that it matches something that we already believe, and then we hold on to it. And here's the bad news. If we believe it, then we will manifest that. And then when we manifest it, we see it, what do we think? Well, I may be a loser in that way, but I was right in this. Look at that. There it is. That as Dr. Holmes would say, we always manifest what we believe. And there it is. No, it's funny that it can be easy for us to start thinking that the mind is the enemy here. But we're Science of Mind, that's the name of our movement, so let's go into what the science says. Our minds, or our brains, let's go down into our brains, are just trying to help us. It was interesting because I wanted to research why is it that something negative, the doors swing wide open and down it comes like a plane coming into the hangar. But why is it that those positive things people say don't always take root so deeply? And it turns out that's all from our physiology, all from how the brain is made for us to work. It's going to remember something negative because we may need that for survival. That there's evolutionary bias is what it's called. That we are given more room for, maybe it's something about a predator versus a flower. That actually, that negative experiences, negative emotions, actually trigger different stress chemicals within us that help to make those memories even deeper and louder. And in that trench goes. But what's beautiful about that is we can retrain that. We can heal that. Through our spiritual teaching, we can retrain our minds to know, in general, we are safe. We are safe in our minds. We're safe in our bodies. And if there ever is something, a true threat out there, that we can be told that and we can know that. GPS, God's perfect steering, that we're always, because I believe her. The fork in the road, okay, Siri, I trust you. For us to be able to listen to that voice within us, and hey, Darin, there is a pothole coming up. Okay, I'm going to circle around that. But to know when I am safe and to know when I am well. Because in this busy, kind of crazy world, we do spend a lot of our time in frantic freak-out mode. The proverbial bear out to get us, and there is none. And sometimes it's just us reading the news, watching the news. Maybe it's us with family or relatives or friends, all of that, and we're in this constant state of, oh my goodness, that we get to calm down from. And I love that. These things are not ours to carry. And what's interesting is just the thought of, how well do we know ourselves? I'll admit I'm still reading my owner's manual. I am not kidding you. When I was a kid, I always had lots of pets. And it was easy. If you got a gerbil, here's a book. Here's how gerbils think. Eat, act, play, defecate, reproduce, everything you know about gerbil. Parakeets. I had piranhas, the big ones. Did you feed goldfish too? I couldn't do that anymore. I felt bad about that. But we don't have one. So if we are kind of strangers to ourselves on this spiritual journey, waking up to who we are, and often surprised by what we find, like going up into the attic. Oh my God, there's a bunch of junk. Oh my goodness, there's a bunch of jewels. There's something wonderful and beautiful in there. So if we are strangers to ourselves, why would we ever hand the power to someone else to say, you are this. You are worthy. You are not worthy. Here is your flaw. Here is what's wrong with you. If we don't know ourselves, how could they know? How often when someone says something that hurts us, are they even right? Terry Cole Whitaker was a famous minister in this movement, and a title of one of her books was, What You Think About Me Is None of My Business. I've shared that before from this. When I was new, I'm like, is that a typo? And I hate to admit it, I had to read that 12 times until I understood what she was saying. Other people's thoughts on us is not ours to believe. It's not ours to carry. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't ever listen to what others are saying, because sometimes, people might give us some good feedback, or they might be right about something. Because have you ever seen that, where someone's being unkind, they're kind of grouchy, the neighbor that's always mean, and they say, oh, I don't know why people are so unfriendly, it's all them. Oh no, Bill, it's you, So we are taught radical responsibility and awareness. And it doesn't mean that to brush everything off. It's again to discern, what are we hearing, what are we experiencing, and is it anything true? And to turn it around. If we are, in our spiritual sense, setting up the force fields, a little sci-fi reference, I'm going to magnetize the hull. I've got, the all power going to the front to keep out, negative and hurtful things. What about in our spiritual journey is our responsibility for our own mouths, our own treatment of people, that we may not give someone a comment that they are going to take into their heart and their mind, and they're going to put into their card catalog, into their archive, and they're going to hear and feel again and again. There's a comment that I love. Ooh, I missed a comment back up here. No, here. Let me go back to one. But a gentleman named Frank Clark said, criticism, like rain, should be gentle enough to nourish someone's growth without destroying their roots. Let's say that again. Criticism, like rain, should be gentle enough to nourish someone's growth without destroying their roots. We do not believe in being silent, especially when something needs to be said. But how do we say it? I would say, when I'm talking to somebody about communication, or I'm talking about myself, did I hand the person the comment, or did I throw it at them? There's a big difference. There was a quote I missed back when I was saying that people really don't know us. Shane Steele said, may we stop seeing ourselves through the eyes of people who never saw us. Well, that's interesting, that people maybe don't know. So how are we to heal this, especially now that we're going into a new year? I love that. It's all just a human concept of time, but we're getting toward the end of the calendar. We're getting toward that kind of traditional, mystical time of renewal, of starting a journey again. And it's just kind of like when we move from house to house, what do we put in those boxes to bring with us? What are we taking into the new year in terms of our beliefs about ourselves, about the world? What kind of inventory are we being called to take to go into our inner attic and see what's in there? What blesses me, what guides me, what helps me, what's true and what's real, as I clean up and bring everything with me into the new year. Any Star Trek fans? I love Star Trek. I recommend it highly. It's interesting for us to be able to, it's almost like running a system check on ourselves spiritually to say, are all these parts of me mine? Is this really me? These little beliefs are kind of like add-ons. And then here's where the Star Trek comes in. The creatures called the Borg, they're fascinating. Every time they conquer a civilization, they assimilate those beings. And so they become this amalgamation of all these add-ons and parts. This eye can be from this creature, these eyes can be from another creature, all these arms from all these different parts. We can kind of feel like that, can't we, sometimes in our spiritual journey? To do a system check. Are these beliefs mine? Do we recognize ourselves? And now how do we do that? Meditation. You knew I was going to say that. The practice that shines the light within us. And in that light of God, anything that's not ours shows up. Anything that's no longer ours, maybe it was at one point, shows up. Something that's not healing us, helping us, guiding us, shows up. Because only those things that bless us should be allowed to stay within us. It's a beautiful, meditation is like a spiritual MRI. Let's take a deep look to see what's really in there. To see the light of God and how it's manifesting within us. And if we have something in our lives, maybe a belief, or there's a little pinch that we feel in certain situations, for us to take that into meditation, to ask, Spirit, what is this? Where did this come from? What belief is this connecting to? And how can I heal it? Or we can simply evict it, to affirm this leaves my experience. That's where our affirmative prayer comes in. That we get to choose to go within, to work with Spirit, co-create with Spirit, to affirm what beliefs we carry. We get to celebrate and announce to the universe the truth of who we are through affirmative prayer. And man, that works. And another tool, you might not think it's spiritual, but it absolutely is, boundaries. I love boundaries. You know, for us to get to choose who is in our lives and kind of the nature of that relationship and the distance. Because I always want to say a little asterisk that we do say forgiveness, we do say love and seeing God and all, but if someone has truly hurt us, maybe they don't have the right to be in our space, in our lives, that we get to discern that. And that's beautiful and that's powerful. It's an emotional boundary. And why boundaries are spiritual is look at the affirmation behind that boundary. It's saying, I deserve my peace. I deserve joy. I do not choose mayhem. I do not choose harm. I do not choose, poisonous words or toxic relationships. I choose calm and love. And when we're at a really good place, we can choose that for them too. There may be distance, but there's always that blessing. So we can release our past hurts and we can prevent them from coming into the future year, into the coming year. So what do you want to stick around in your mind and in your heart? What are you called to not carry into 2026? Take that into your spiritual practice. And this isn't heavy. This is empowering. This is a message of healing, a message of letting go of who and what we aren't, and remembering all those qualities of God that are within us. That's beautiful. And again, it's the holiday time. What a wonderful time for us to remember this, to be able to navigate these kind of traumatic times sometimes, holidays and parties, and things can kind of hurt a little bit more during the holidays. There's little asterisks too. It is fun, it is Rudolph, it is Santa, and it's also a time of year when things can hurt a bit more. So what a wonderful gift for us all to give ourselves before Christmas comes, the gift of letting go of anything that's painful, letting go of those hurts, doing our spiritual work, our meditation, our affirmative prayer, getting with a minister, with a practitioner for those in communities that have practitioners, to do the work, to heal, and to let go of that which does not serve you, and to step forward into a whole new experience in a whole new year as the beautiful, fantastic spiritual being that you are. And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you. Join me in closing your eyes and opening your hearts. And the spiritual practice I spoke of just seconds ago begins now. As we remember that there is a power and a presence called God, Spirit, universe, within us, as us, and all around us. The God we know of is not a deity, does not look like a human. It is not some judgmental being or deity far away. It is a presence of love. It is love itself. It's clear knowing, clear understanding. It is joy, health, prosperity, respect, honor, balance, and peace. All of those beautiful qualities showing up everywhere throughout this universe, as everyone, and as everything. All those beautiful ingredients that come together to make a beautiful and meaningful life. That is what God is. And God is showing up right here and right now as me and as each of you, as everyone and everything in this universe. Beautiful, perfect creations of God, blessed with all those descriptions we use to describe God. That is who we are. And on this spiritual journey, we are remembering this truth. We are revealing this truth, letting go of everything that does not serve us through this beautiful journey of continually doing our spiritual work to reveal and to heal, to manifest, and every step of the way, always sure to be kind to ourselves, gentle with ourselves, knowing that we are safe first with ourselves and safe in this world as we heal, as we grow, as like the flower, we unfurl and bloom in the radiance, that spiritual majesty that we are. That's what's happening right now, here and always, today, and as we prepare for New Year. And it is beautiful indeed, and so it is.
And so it is.
There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden where God's grace blooms. There is a garden where everything grows, a beautiful garden where love is sown. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. Such a beautiful garden. That garden is you.
Time of divine circulation. And as soon as it's up, the affirmative blessing. repeat with me. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. For all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. For all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. For all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Well, this morning I realized after I got ready to come to church that I have no cash, and I don't know where I stored my blank checks. So I went to YumaCSL.com and made my donation.
Awesome.
So we are very grateful for each and every one of you, and we know that this is a blessing to us and our community. That everything that comes into the church goes out in one way or another, and the circle of love continues. So it is. So it is. So it is.
Well, we always have something special planned every Sunday, and this time it's Birthday Sunday. So who is celebrating a birthday in December? Elia. Oh, Ben. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. On the screen. Elia, Lance, Pat, Dorothy. Anybody else? Jeannie. Excellent. We always love celebrating people's appearance in this form, in this journey, and we do that on the first Sunday of every month with ice cream cake out in the family room. So please stay, have some ice cream cake, see everybody. We have people here for the first time for us to welcome everybody, get to know everyone, and catch up, and that's wonderful too. And as I always say, if you have a better date, heck, go do that, have fun. It's a beautiful day out there. It's a gorgeous day. So our birthday celebration, what's next? Some big news. We have some wonderful news in our music program that I'd like to call up Lynn for her to share. Please.
Well, I'd like to welcome my new co-director, Steve, to help with the music, and I want to congratulate him. If you all help me congratulate him.
I need a John Shepherd's one. I'm fishing.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. You probably don't, know, but it's very hard work doing all this music, picking the music, picking the right music. And as Reverend Darin has pointed out, I never say, what are you going to talk about today? And I'll try to fix the music. It always falls into place. We never do that. So it's a lot of work. And on top of that, Steve, he does everything around here. So, I'm very happy to, I'm very thankful that he's stepped up to help me with this. And we've always worked great together. We just bop each other on top of the head when we want to.
Wonderful. To two great leaders and a great music program. As you know, you've heard it for the past hour. And I love that because music here isn't just entertainment. It isn't just something for the ears. It's our spirituality set to song, and it gets right into the heart, and it heals. So, thank you. And this is the time of year when people say, oh, it's cold season, I'm going to get a cold, I'm going to get the flu. And we say, no, let's not sign up for that. But it does get interesting where sometimes it's the time of year where you might wake up and not feel well. And I encourage you to take care of you. Man, like I said earlier, it's a loud, crazy world sometimes, and it's an important thing for us to hear, to take care of ourselves. So if you're not feeling well, take care, stay home, stay in bed, which just sounds like a wonderful place to be sometimes on Sunday mornings. Watch us online and make yourself your priority. It's a wonderful gift to yourself. Yeah, I've done it myself. There was a time during the pandemic I said, I'm not feeling well, I'm going to follow my own rules and stay home. And it's also a wonderful gift to each other when we stay home and take care of ourselves and not bring it to the center. So that's wonderful. Winter well-being. Self-care, which is always an important practice, and prayer. Let us know. That way we can affirm your health and wholeness. And second Sunday lunch is next Sunday, but the location has not yet manifested. We're looking at a few things, Pedro and I, and it's so beautiful out. It's probably going to be somewhere where we can eat outside. So watch for, if the air is not on fire, let us take advantage of that. It's beautiful out there. It is beautiful. You have to have a little jacket. We can pretend it's cold. But we'll have that announcement soon on the location. We'll put it out on Facebook, and of course we'll announce it next Sunday. And tomorrow something special is going to happen here. A little workshop, a presentation called What's a Community Pantry? Because as you probably know, we have our own new food pantry, which is located right as you walk out, that little room just inside the door that used to be the kids' room. Temporarily, it is now our food pantry that benefits any group that uses this building. So of course that's us, that's AA, OA, P-Flag, 1 in 10, the Circle of Sisters, which this is huge, and they've been huge contributors, the Jewish congregation, everyone who is in our building. This event will be a way to kind of learn about the pantry, how it works, how you can help it and get involved, how you can benefit from it and receive goods from it. And the gals who are designing this event say they're also going to share ways for you, ways for us to save at the grocery store ourselves. Some tips and tricks for saving money. So that's tomorrow here in the building at 7 p.m. Yes, let's back to that. If you haven't seen the food pantry, go in and look. It's like a little store. It is really like shopping. That room, I wish we would have had before and after pictures. It was heinously packed with stuff. And the young ladies transformed that in an hour or two. And they've done incredible, incredible work. So be sure to go and see it. And our sing-along is coming up December 17th at 6 p.m. It's a tradition we've done for the past couple of years, and it's a lot of fun. We're going to have great music and a few surprises. Lynn, do you want to say anything? I think, yep, Lynn's coming back up. I think she's got something planned.
Yeah.
Something extra fun.
I would like, I'm going to just get some cookies and stuff, but if you'd like to bring cookies, it's very informal. And get some cocoa and marshmallows, and I don't know, Petronella, if you would want to do your killer, what's it called?
Cider.
Yes, I will do the mulled apple cider.
Yay!
I was thinking wassail,
Wassail, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Do we have champorado? Champorado? Going once,
He's
going
gonna make
twice?
champorado, no. But I got this idea too that there's gonna be some surprises. We've got helpers, and we're gonna do a Santa Claus hat contest.
Oh.
So we're gonna have first place and second place Santa Claus hats, and this is our judge right here.
Ah!
I didn't ask him. I'm always putting people on the
Santa.
spot. But, yeah, so I just thought I'm tired of ugly Christmas sweaters, so hat's a lot easier. So yeah, I think that's it. And we're gonna have fun. And we're gonna sing. And like I've said before, I really want the kids to come in. If you have grandkids or your kids to come and sing. Maybe I'll put you on the spot. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Awesome. Yes, Lynn has elves, and that's
I
gonna
do,
be
I
a
have
fun
elves.
time. It's gonna be a
I
great
do.
time. And that will prepare us right into our Christmas candlelight service, which will be December 21st. And that kind of works out nicely that we get to have our Christmas together, and then on Christmas Day, you get to be wherever you want to be with those friends and those family. And then, of course, there'll be the potluck the Sunday after that. So that will work perfectly. And I think that's it, isn't it? That is it. We've reached the end of our service, and I affirm each of us, for our souls to have heard truth this morning, something beautiful that we're called to realize, to remember, and to release. That we've done beautiful spiritual work, that we've received deeply, drunk deeply in spirit, and that we can go back to our spiritual journey now and enjoy our beautiful lives. So thank you to everyone watching on Facebook. We appreciate that connection. And let us stand up, make a big circle, and end our service in song with the peace song, the kind of traditional anthem of our movement. Big beautiful circle. We're linking up.
Our circle is perfect holy communion.
It is. It's looking amoeba-ish, but it's good. I like it. Almost.
One more connection there. There we go.
We got it. We got it.
Okay, ready? Okay.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Repeat after me, please. Something wonderful is happening in my life right now.
Something wonderful